Now we'll look at paper 2, Department of Education, Sabaragamuwa Province, Year-End Evaluation 2018. So this is 3 hours paper and you get 2 parts. Part A, you get 6 questions but you have to answer only 5 questions. And also part B, you get 6 questions, answer 5 questions. So 3 hours this paper, so that means each question you can spend 18 minutes and also each question worth 10 marks. So we'll see how we can do that. So here spaces are not provided in paper 2, so you can ask for line papers. And for the first question, you can ask for a graph paper as well. So we'll take the first 2 questions. Question number 1, you get 3 parts here. So try to do that. An incomplete table of values prepared to sketch the graph of y equals 2 plus x and 3 minus x is given below. So this time all the values are given. So you don't need to find out the value. So you have to just draw the graph. Using the scale of 10 small divisions as 1 unit along x-axis and 10 small divisions as 2 units along y-axis. And the scale also different. Draw the graph of the above function. So we'll try to draw it. So when you take x-axis, minus 4 to 4. So we can start you can start from minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you can decide what are the y values. So we can first draw the y-axis. So y-axis somewhere here. Then you can see how many points are there. Here minus 6, minus 14 is the lowest value and plus 6 is the highest value. So you can start from 6. But it says 10 small divisions, 2 units. So 10 means here to here. So we'll start with 6. So this is y-axis, 6. So 2 units. So what is this value then? This becomes 4. 2 units, 10 squares. This is 2, 0, minus 2, minus 4, minus 6, minus 8, minus 10, minus 12, minus 14. Now we can draw the x-axis. This is x-axis. So 10 squares, 1 unit. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and minus 4. Now we can mark the points. And before that, shall we write down the scale? So this way 1 square, 1 over 10 because 10 squares, 1 unit. So this way 0.1. But this way now 2 units, 10 squares, 2 over 10. So that means 1 over 5, 0.2. 1 square means 0.2. So that's the scale. Now we can mark the points. Minus 4, minus 14. Minus 4, minus 14 is here. Minus 3, minus 6. Here. Minus 2, 0. Minus 1, 4. 0, 6. 1, 6. 2, 4. 3, 0. 4, minus 6. So up to here. Now here I told you, you can mark here to here with the ruler, not afterwards, just the corner values. And we can connect the other point smoothly. Now, here don't connect like this with a horizontal line. You have to smoothly connect. So, the maximum point is slightly above that. Now, connect here to here. Smoothly connect. So, you need to connect smoothly. But here, after that, it's above. I'll mark this point. Now, you can smoothly connect this one. This goes up and then down. So, this is the smooth curve. So, make sure that you don't connect with a horizontal line. So, this is the graph of this. So, how many marks you get for this one? 3 marks always. For the scale, 1 mark. Marking the points, 1 mark. And smoothly connect, 1 mark. So, 3 marks for the graph. Then, using the graph, write down the equation of the axis of symmetry. Now, you need to remember, axis of symmetry is in between 0 and 1. So, what's the value? So, that's 0.5. So, this should be the axis of symmetry. That's the middle value. So, we can write x equals, that's 2a. X equals 0.5 is the axis of symmetry. Write down the maximum value of the function. Now here, this value above 6. So here, when you read the point, now we can't read it properly. So we can do substituting the value of x to the function and find out the y value. So then you get the correct maximum value. So we'll do that now. When x equals 0.5, we are finding the y value. 3 minus 0.5. So what's the value? 2.5 here into 3 minus 0.5 means 2.5. So 2.5 into 2.5. We know 25 times 25 is 625. And 2 places you have to keep. So the answer is 6.25. So we can't read it properly because here 0.2 is 1 square. So this is like 1.5 square. So we can say 6.25 is the maximum value. That's the second part. Then write down the interval of values of x when y is greater than or equal to 0. Y is greater than or equal to 0 means positive y values. So positive y values means here to here, minus 2 to 3, you get all positive y values. So you can write x becomes minus 2 to 3. Minus 2 to 3, and here you can include these values as well because equal to 0 also allowed. So that's the x value in between minus 2 and 3. So that's the part C. Now we'll give marks for that one. Writing down the equation, 1 mark. And finding the maximum value, we'll give 1 mark. So how many parts are there? So you have another 1 more part. So we'll give 1 mark there, and here you get 2 marks. For both boundaries you get 2 marks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 marks for these 2 parts. Now look at third part. Draw the graph of the straight line which the y coordinate is twice as x coordinate. Using the above graph, find the coordinates of the point of the function y equals 2 plus x, 3 minus x, where y coordinate is twice the x coordinate. So how can you draw a straight line? Y equals twice of x. That means y equals 2x. line. How we draw that? We can take 3 points. So we'll take x equals minus 1, 0, 1. Substitute to the equation. If it's minus 1, you get minus 2. 0, that becomes 0. If this is 1, that's 2. We can mark the 3 points and draw the line. So that's the first step we can do. Minus 1, minus 2. 0, 0. 1 with 2. Now we'll draw the line. It's better if you have a value here. If it's minus 3, this should be minus 6. Here I can take from here. Here to here. So you need to extend the line. So this is the y equals 2x line. Now it says using this line, find where you get twice of x as y in the curve. That means the intersecting point with the graph. Now one point is minus 3 with minus 6 and the other one is this point. So what's the value? 2 with 4. So you ask, it says a point on the function, just one point, coordinates of the point on the function, where y coordinate is twice the x coordinate. You can write this point as well, but only one point you need. You can write down this point, intersecting point with this one. X equals 2, y equals 4. Double of x is y value. So where y coordinate. So you are asked to write down the coordinates of that point. In other words, you can write when x equals 2, y equals 4. You can write this as well. If x equals minus 3, y equals minus 6. Minus 3, minus 6 also you can write, because they have not mentioned to write down the positive value. Using the above graph, find the coordinates. So that's the last part. So we can give 3 marks for this step. So drawing this one, 2 marks, and finding a point, 1 point, that's 1 mark. So altogether you get 10 marks for this question. Now you can do question number 2. So you get 4 parts. Following table is a frequency distribution prepared from the students in grade 11 who faced with an achievement test. So boundary is given, there are no gaps in between. So now we'll do the other parts. What is the maximum mark that can be obtained by a student in this test? Now when you look at the interval, it says 10 to 20 means 10 is included but 20 is not included. So the highest value is not included there. So when you look at the last interval, 7 to 80, but 80 is not included. So what's the maximum mark you can take? That's 79. So not 80, 80 is not included. So 79. Find the mean mark of a student by taking the mid value of the model class as the assumed mean. So we'll do that. So this is mark 0 to 10, 10 to 20. All the widths are equal. 20 to 30, 30 to 40. So you have to first look at it. 40 to 50. And total you can write down. And then mid value we need. How you find out the mid value? If it's boundary or limits, add and divide by 2. 10 divided by 2, 5. 30. So this is adding 10. 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75. And the frequency is given 3, 10, 17, 20, 14, 10, 4, 2. Now we have to take the deviation, but it says take the modal class. So what's the modal class? Highest frequency, this one. So we can take this one as the assumed mean. So assumed mean is 35, mid value of the modal class. Now we can calculate the deviation. Deviation is x minus assumed mean. So 35 and 25, that's minus 10. Here 0, minus 20, minus 30. And this way you get positive 10, 20, 30, 40. Now you can find out the multiplication, FD. This one minus 90. 10 times minus 20 minus 200. Here minus 170. 0. 140. 200. 120. 80. Now you can add the positive values. 10, 14, 1 remaining, 2, 3, 4, 5, 540. Negative values, 0, 9 plus 7, 16, 1 remaining, 3, 4, 460. Now subtract 0, 8, so 80 plus 80 is the sigma FD. Now you can find out the mean value. Mean value is assumed mean plus sigma FD over sigma F. 35 and positive 80 over total frequency. We'll see whether they have given the total frequency, not given. So we have to count and see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 74, 78, 80. So divide by 80. So here 80, 80 get cancelled out. So 35 plus 1, you get 36. 36 is the mean mark. So average mark of a student is 36. We'll take the next one. Find the mark that should be added to the total marks obtained by all the students to increase the mean mark of the students to 40. Now, this is when you take 36 is the mean value and now increased by 4. So, each student's mark should be increased by 4 to get the average 40. So 4 times 80 students are there. 4 times 80, 320. So that's how you do. But if you can't figure it out, you can do step by step. So the new mean mark is 40. So what you have to do, 36 is the previous one and the mean mark you have to add. Now the total, if it says total is this, we don't know, total divide by 80. So that's what we need now. So we have to find out the total. New mean is 40. That means 36 plus this mean value, increased amount. How you find out the increased amount? 40 minus 36 is 4. 4 is total over 80. So what's the total? From this you can get 4 times 80, that's 320. Because we know when all marks increase by 4 for all students, the new average also increases by 4. So the total, each one 4 marks, 80 students are there, 4 times 80, 320 marks. And show that the students who obtain marks less than 30 is 37.5% of the total students. Less than 30. We'll look at the table. Less than 30, that means these three. 30 is not included here. That is 30 students. 30 students out of 80. And as a percentage, you multiply by 100. 0, 0 get cancelled out. 4 times 2, 4 times 25. 75 over 2. So what's 75 over 2? You get 3, 7 and 0.5. That means 0.5 you can write half. So 37.5. So that's the last part. Now we can give marks. So we'll give 1 mark for this answer. Mid value is 1 mark. And here taking deviation, we have to give 1 mark, and finding this one FD 1 mark. So because we have to take this one as assumed mean and calculate the deviations. That's 3. And then 4, substitution 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the calculating mean, and here 7. So 7 marks there. And this one, 1 mark here, 8, and 2 marks here, 10. So altogether 10 marks for this question. Now you can do question number 3 to 6. That's part A. We'll do the third one. The price of a mobile phone in ready cash is 25,000 rupees. He pays 10,000 as the initial payment and rest in 6 installments, 2,700, 2,690, 2,680, 2,670 and 2,660, finally 2,650 rupees. If the interest is calculated at the reducing balance payment method, find the annual interest rate. So we'll start from the amount is 25,000, but he pays 10,000. So what is the balance? Balance needs to pay 25,000 rupees minus 10,000. So that's 15,000. 15,000 rupees is the balance amount. Now, what's the amount you have to pay without interest? Now, this is for 6 installments. So, we can first find out installment without interest. For 6 installments, so 15,000 divided by 6. 2,500 rupees. Then, what is the amount paid with interest? Amount paid. You have to add all these values. So, we need to add 2,700, 2,690, 2,680, 2,670, 2,600 and 60, 2,650. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, what's the total? 0. 9, 8, 17, 24, 24, 30, 35, 3 remaining, 10, 16, 22, 28, 28, 30, 34, 34, 40, 4 remaining, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 16,050 rupees already paid. So what's the amount he needs to pay? 15,000. So what's the interest paid? Interest paid is the difference. This one, 16,050 minus 15,000. So that's the interest. 0, 5, 0, 1. 1,050 rupees. 1,050 rupees is the interest paid. 6 installments means you can find out how many months units paid. This is reducing balance method. So 6 is the installment, 6 into 7 over 2. 21 months units. So we can find out what's the interest per month unit. Interest per month unit. That means 1,050 divided by 21. How many? This is 5. So 50 rupees paid for a month unit. So we need the interest rate. So what's the question? Find the annual interest rate. So 2,500 is the installment without the interest. For that amount paying 50 rupees. So what about for 100%? So that's what we have to do. So we'll find out for 2,500. We can write interest rate. 50 rupees you are paying for a month for 2,500. And we have to multiply by 12 for 12 months. We need annual interest rate and 100%. 2 zeros get cancelled out with this. 25 times 2. 2 times 12, 24% is the annual. This is annual interest rate. Annual interest rate. So we'll give marks for the whole question, 10 marks. So we'll give each part marks. Finding this one, 1 mark. And finding this one, 2, 3, and difference 4. 5 for months units. This one we'll give 2 marks for this. 1 mark. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll give 2 marks each for last part because you have to multiply this by 12 as well. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and this one 10. So 10 marks for this whole question. Now you can try question number 4. So question number 4, you get 2 parts and this part you get 2 again. A person is in 18 meters from the ground floor, is observing a bush at the angle of depression 30 degrees and 12 minutes. Another person who is in the upstairs of the building observes the same bush at an angle of depression 52 degrees and 40 minutes. Copy the above diagram on your answer sheet and represent the given data in it. So, depression, angle of depression. So, you need to know the, here, looking down. So, here we'll draw the horizontal line and here, from here and here, we'll draw this line. This is the first one and here again we'll draw the horizontal line. So, the angle of depression is given. So, when you look at from here, what's the angle of depression here? First one, 30 degrees and 12 minutes. That's this angle. Then when goes upstairs, that means here the angle of depression is this one, 52 degrees and 40 minutes. That's this angle. And what's the distance here? This is 18. It says 18 meters here. No? A person is in 18 meters from the ground floor. So, this level is given 18 meters, not A to C. So, that's the diagram. So, you get marks for that. So, we'll give 2 marks for showing the 2 angles. Now, we'll look at the next one. Using the trigonometric ratios, find the shortest distance between the building and the bush to the nearest whole number. So, this distance we need to find out. So, here we'll connect it again. Here. And we need to write down the angles. 30, 12. So, that's this angle as well, 30, 12. Alternate angles are equal. 52, 40. This angle 52, 40 means this whole angle is 52 degrees and 40 minutes. 52, 40. Find the shortest distance between the building and the bush to the nearest whole number. So, we need this distance, CA distance. So, how can we find out CA distance? So, we can take this small triangle, ACD triangle. When you take ACD triangle, what you know? You know the opposite length and the adjacent. So, what's the correct trigonometric ratio? So, you need to use opposite and adjacent, tan value. So, tan of 30 degrees and 12 minutes is equal to 18 over x. Now, what happens here? X is in the denominator. Now, when you want to make x as the subject, you have to divide by 18 divided by tan 30 value. So, you get a decimal value. So, this is not easy to divide by decimals. So, what you can do the same thing by finding this angle. So, what is this angle? 90 minus this. So, when you do that, x is in the numerator. That's easier than this. So, we are taking that. What is this angle? You can subtract from 90, but I am subtracting from 89, 60. 30, 12. Because 60 minutes is 1 degree. 59, 48. Now it's easy. So I can write the same thing. 10, 59 degrees and 48 minutes. This angle is x divided by 18 now. So now what is x value? So x becomes 18 times 10, 59, 48. So we'll look at the table. 59, 48. 59, 48. So you have to add 90. So 90, 97, 7180. That's 1 point. 1.7180. Now we have to multiply. 1.7180 multiplied by 18. 10 and 8. 8 times 0, 0. 8 times 8, 64. 6 is there. 8 times 1, 8 plus 6, 14. 1 remaining. 8 times 7, 56. Plus 1, 57. 5 is there. 8 times 1, 8. 8 plus 5, 13. And add it. This number, 4 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 30.92. And you are asked to write down the value to the nearest whole number. Nearest whole number, that's 31 meters is the answer. Then the second part, find the height of the building to the nearest first decimal place. So height of the building. So this one. So we'll take AB as the height. Then to the bigger angle, that's opposite. And the value you found is the adjacent. So we'll do 5240. So we can use AB height. That's the second part. AB height. We need. So tan of 5240. 5240 is equal to AB over x. X we can use 31. So what is AB? 31 times tan 5240. So again we'll check the table, tan table 5240. 5240. 1.3111. 1.3111 is the table value. So now multiply 1.3111 multiplied by 31. 30 and 1. Multiply by 3 and then 1. Add it. So you get this number. So 4 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer is 40.64. But the answer you need to round it to the nearest first decimal place. 40.6 meters is the height of the building. Now we can give marks for this question. So we have given already 2 marks before. So 2 here, correct ratio. Correct ratio 2 marks, that's 4. Then converting, that's 5. Referring this value 6, 7 and 8. Rounding, you get another 1 mark. 8 marks. and then 2 marks for this question. So 8 plus 2, altogether 10 marks for the whole question. Now you can do question number 5. So you get 4 parts. This is about making an equation and solving quadratic equations. So we'll do step by step. PQRS is a trapezium. PQR is 90 degrees. PQ is equal to QR. The length of the side PQ is 4 centimeters less than SR. Taking the length of PQ as X. Write the length of the side SR using X. So 4 more than that. So SR becomes X plus 4. It's in centimeters. Then second part, build an expression for the area of the triangle PSR. PSR. How you find out the area? Base into height divided by 2. So height you can take as QR. That's the perpendicular height. So what's the area? Half. SR is the base. That's X plus 4. And what's the height? This is X, means the height also X. That's the area. And the third part. If the area of the triangle PSR is 22, write a quadratic equation. So this area, half times X plus 4 into X is 22. Now multiply by 2. X into X plus 4 equals 44. 2 times 22. Now expand brackets. X squared plus 4x. Take 44 to this side. Minus 44, or you can keep there. Minus 44, we'll take it. That's equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation. So we created a quadratic equation. So we'll give marks for these steps. Two marks. And finding area, 2 marks, and finding this equation, 1 mark, 5 marks up to this point. Then next one, solve it and give the value of X to the nearest whole number and the length of SR. Take root 3 as 1.73. So we can take the equation that we got from the previous part, X squared plus 4x minus 44 equals 0. So we'll use, this is even number, so we'll use completing square method. So how you make a completing square? Here, divide the x term by 2 and square it. 4 divided by 2, 2 squared is 4. That means you are adding 4 to that to make a square. Minus 44, we'll take here 44. In order to get no difference, you have to add 4. Same thing you have to do. So what is the square term here? Square root of x squared, square root of 4, and plus sign comes. So this is the square term you are getting. 44 plus 4, 48. Now take square root both sides. X plus 2 is equal to plus or minus square root 48. So 48 we can simplify. What is 48? 16 times 3. So that means we can write square root of 16 means 4. 4 root 3. So plus or minus 4 root 3. So what is root 3? 1.73. We'll substitute 1.73. So x plus 2 is this. So what is x? You take minus 2 to the other side. 4 times 3, 12. 1 remaining. 4 times 7, 28 plus 1, 29. 2 remaining. 4 times 1, 4 plus 2, 6. 6.92. Now x is a length, cannot be negative. So you can't take the negative value. So x is the positive value here. So that means 6.92 minus 2, 4.92. So that's x value. So solve it and give the value of x to the nearest whole number and find the length SR. So what's the whole number here? 4.92. You can write as 5. So x is 5 meters. We'll check whether it's meters or from the other part. Centimeters, because this is in centimeters. So this value is in centimeters. 5 centimeters. So what is SR then? SR becomes x plus 4. X plus 4, that means 5 plus 4, 9 centimeters. So that's the length of SR. How many marks we can give? We have already given 5 marks. So 5 marks for this part. So we'll give 1 mark for finding the additive, because making a perfect square, what's the amount we need to add? 1 mark for taking square root, 1 mark for simplifying and substitution, 1 mark, and finding this and all together, this is 1 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 5 marks. Altogether 10 marks for the whole question. Question number 6. So this is about simultaneous equations and solving simultaneous equations. So you get 2 parts. So we'll do step by step. There are 2 boxes named A and B. The total number of pens in these boxes are 28. 5 pens are taken from the box A and put them into box B. Then the number of pens in the box B is thrice as A by taking the number of pens in box A as X. So that's the most important part. Number of pens in box A is X. Number of pens in box B as Y. Build up 2 simultaneous equations and solve them and find the number of pens in the boxes A and B separately at first. So now we'll try to make the 2 equations. The total number of pens in these boxes are 28. So total means x plus y equals 28. That's your first equation. What's the second equation? 5 pens are taken from box A. So what's the remaining amount of pens? X minus 5. Then what's the amount in B? Y plus 5. Adding 5 to that. So it says the number of pens in box B is equal to thrice as number of pens in box A. 3 times. That's your second equation. Now you can expand it and simplify. 3x minus 15 equals y plus 5. So what's the equation? You can write as 3x minus y equals 15 plus 5, that's 20. That's your second equation. Now try to solve these 2. Look at the coefficients. This is plus 1, this is minus 1 for y. So we can just add it. Same sign we subtract, different signs we add it. So 1 plus 2. 3x and x becomes 4x. 28 and 20, you get 48. So 4x is 48. What's x value? Divide by 4. X is 12. So if x is 12, using the first equation, we can find out y. Y becomes 28 minus 12. You get 6 and 1. So 16. So that means number of pens in A, that's x, that's 12. Number of pens in B, that's 16. So those are the two answers. So we can give marks now. This whole question is part 1. So making the first equation 1 mark. This one 1 mark, and writing like this another 1 mark. Solving, and the method you can get 1 mark for this answer x and y. 6 marks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marks for this part. And we'll look at the next one. Inequality question. With 230 rupees, 3 apples each 30 rupees and 4 oranges each x rupees can buy. Construct an inequality, and by solving inequality, find the maximum price of an orange. So you can buy 3 apples with each 30. So 3 times 30, that's the price for 3 apples. And 4 oranges, 4 each one x. So 4x. So the total should be less than or equal to 230, because it says you can buy with this money. We don't know it's less or equal. So that's an inequality. So 90 plus 4x is less than or equal to 230. Take 90 to this side. 4x becomes 230 minus 90, 140. Now we'll divide by 4. 4 times 3, 12. For 20, that's 5. So 140 plus 90, just check whether it's correct. 9 plus 4, yeah, so 35. X is less than or equal to 35. So what is the maximum price? This number is 35 or less. So the maximum price of an orange is 35 rupees. Maximum price is 35 rupees. So you get marks for 4. In this one, 4 marks, because we have already given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 marks. So writing down this one, 1, 2, solving 3, and writing down the maximum value 4. So altogether 10 marks for this question. Now you can start part B. Part B, 6 questions, but you have to answer only 5 questions. 7, 8, 9. Try that. Question number 7, you get 2 parts. So this is about arithmetic progression and geometric progression. In an auditorium, number of seats in the 5th row is 60 and the sum of the chairs in the first 10 rows is 575. All seats are arranged in an arithmetic progression as the same number is reducing gradually and there are 15 rows. one day spectators in the audience is 675. Show that the number of spectators in the audience on that day enough for seats. So we can write down equation. So it says this is an arithmetic progression. The fifth row, n is 5. 60 seats are there. So A plus 5 minus fifth row, 5 minus 1, 4D is equal to how many chairs? 60. So that's fifth row, T5. That's your first equation. And the sum of first 10 rows, S10. What is S10? What's the formula? 10 over 2, n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1. That means 10 minus 1, 9d is equal to S10. That's 575. So we need to simplify this. 2 times 1, 2 times 5. Divide the whole equation by 5. You get 2a plus 9d equals, divide by 5, 1, 1, and for 25, that's 5. So that's your second equation. So this is first equation. This is your second equation. And what's the next one? So you need to solve these two equations and find out the first term and the difference. And then you can think about how many seats altogether for 15 rows. So solve this. So we can multiply the first one by 2. You have to make the same coefficient. So 2a plus 8d equals 120. That's your third equation. Same coefficient, so you can subtract 2 minus 3. D becomes 115 minus 120, that's minus 5. Common difference is minus 5. So substitute in the first one and find out the first term, because we need the first term. A is equal to 60 minus 4 into D. D is minus 5. 60 plus 4 times 5, 20. So initial, the first row, that's 80 seats, starting from 80 and reducing. Now 15th rows. Now you have to show that one day the spectators in the audience is 675 and you have to show that the seats are enough for all spectators. So we'll check. Now we found out A and D. So S15. S15 is 15 over 2. 2 times A, that's 80, plus n minus 1, that's 14, into minus 5. We'll find out the answer. 15 over 2. This is 160 minus 5 times 4, 20, and 5 times 1, 5, plus 2, 7. So what's the answer here? 15 divided by 2, subtract 9, 90. So 2 times 45 is 90. So 45 times 15, 45 times 15, 10 and 5. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 4, 20, plus 2, 22. 675. Now check what's given. So 675 spectators are there. So that means enough chairs are there. So you can say enough chairs. So this is enough chairs. just for all spectators because the sum is 675. So we'll give marks for this. So how many marks? So you get another part. So we'll give 1 mark for first equation and this one 1 mark and simplifying 1 mark. So 2 marks for that. And then solving 1 mark. Finding D and A 1 mark. 6 and showing that S15 is 675. That's 1 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the whole question. Now we'll take the second part. Show that T10 is this of the geometric progression 18, 12, 8. Now this is a geometric progression 18, 12, 8. So how we find out the common ratio? Take any term, divide by the previous term. 6 times 2, 6 times 3, 2/3 is the common ratio. Now, what's the first term? 18. So, how we find out T10? 10th term. AR to the power 10 minus 1, 9. What's A? 18. R becomes 2/3 to the power 9. So, look at the answer, all in 2s and 3s. So, we need to split 18. 2 times 9. 9 you can write 3 squared. 2 to the power 9 and 3 to the power 9. Now, take all powers of 2. This 9 and this 1, you get 2 to the power 10. And here, 9 here and 2, when you simplify, this becomes, the denominator becomes 7. So 3 to the power 7 there. So 2 to the power 10 and 3 to the power 7. So that's the 10th term of the geometric progression. We can give 3 marks. So 1 mark for ratio and 2 marks for getting the answer. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and for the first one 10. So altogether 10 marks for this whole question. Now you can try question number 8. That's a construction question. So you need the compass and the ruler. Using a pair of compass and straight edge with the scale centimeter, millimeter and showing all construction lines clearly, construct the triangle ABC as AB equals BC 6 centimeters and ABC is 90 degrees. So we'll try to construct. First take the ruler. You need to draw a line first. We'll take a point here. We'll take B and C. BC is 6 centimeters. So take the ruler and the compass. We need to measure 6 centimeter length. So keep on top of B and mark this point. So this is 6 centimeters. Let's see. And B angle is 90 degrees. So we have to draw a perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular, not the bisector, just perpendicular to B. So take any distance, draw an arc here and on the other side. And take a bigger length, keep on top of these 2 arcs and we can draw the perpendicular to B because B angle is 90 degrees. We have to do it again here because I didn't see the intersecting point. Okay, so now, so we can connect these 2 points here. This is 90 degrees and also BA is 6 centimeters. So we can measure 6 centimeters and mark the point A. So keep on top of B and mark the point A here. This is A. So this is 90 degrees and this is 6 centimeter as well. Now you can connect A and C. So this is the ABC triangle. Construct the bisectors to the exterior angles which are made by the extended sides of AB. So we need to extend AB here and AC. AC line also we need to extend. Now we need to draw angle bisectors here and here. So we'll draw that now. So you need the compass for that. So you keep on top of B, take any two arcs from here, here and here. Again, keep it on top of this point and mark in the middle. So that's the bisector. Keep on top of this point and mark the other point. So this is the bisector. So we can see if you can't see it, you can draw it again. Here slightly we have to extend this line. Now we can see. So we'll do the same thing for C point. You can take any length, draw an arc here and here, and then bisect the angle. We'll take a longer length here, draw an arc here and keep it here and draw the other arc, this one. Now we have two bisectors, so we can extend the two lines. Here, this here too. This is the first bisector, angle B. And here this point, and this is the angle bisector C. So this is the two bisectors for AB, B angle and C angle. So that's the other part. So we'll give marks for that. Two marks for the bisectors, and constructing the triangle we can give 3 marks. So altogether 5 marks for this step. Now we'll see the next part. Construct a circle that touches externally the extended lines AB and AC and BC. That means we have to draw the circle outside. So we drew the bisector. So the intersecting point of this is the center of the circle. Center is O. Now how we find out the radius? You need to draw a perpendicular from O. So we'll take BC and draw a perpendicular from O. We'll take a distance and see where it cuts the BC line. We'll take here and here, these two lines, and then take that point and you have to draw the arc. So here and keep it on this place and draw the other arc. Now we can draw the perpendicular from here to here. That's the perpendicular line. So this distance becomes the radius. So now take the compass from O to this point. This one. So that is the radius. Now we'll see whether it touches the other lines. Just check here. This is touching and here touches. So that's okay. Then we can draw the circle. So this is the circle, touches the three sides extended AB, AC and BC. So construct a circle and name its center as O and show that. So this is a circle. Show that OBC is an isosceles triangle. So we'll look at the angles. So this is the bisector now. So this is 45 degrees. And we need to find out this angle. Now look at this triangle. AB and BC equal. These two lengths are equal. So this is 90, so this is 45 and this is 45. So what is the exterior angle? 180 minus 45. So 135 is the exterior. Divide by 2 because bisector we drew. 2 times 6, 12 and 7, 14. So 67 and a half is this angle. This angle is 67 and a half. This is 45. So what is this angle? You can calculate by taking 180 minus that. So we'll add it, 67 and a half plus 45. You get, so 7 plus 5, 12 and this is 12, 1 remaining and 10, 11, 112. 112 degrees and a half. Then 180 minus 112 and a half. You get half degrees. And here this becomes 179 minus 112. So 7, 6, 67 and a half. So this is also 67 and a half. Now can you see? These two angles are equal. So that means this length is equal to this length. So that's an isosceles triangle. So we can write OBC triangle, BOC angle and OCB angle. We found both are 67 and a half degrees. So that means BO or OB is equal to BC. So isosceles triangle. So that's how you can show that it's an isosceles triangle. So we'll try to give marks now. So we give 5 marks for this step. And drawing the perpendicular bisector to find out the radius, 1 mark. And circle, 1 mark. And showing that this one isosceles triangle. So for all these steps, finding angle and this one 1 and showing that these two are equal. Therefore, the sides are equal. So you can give 5 marks for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. We can't give this mark. So we'll reduce. So showing all these steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 for these 2 steps. So altogether 10 marks. Now you can try question number 9. So you get 2 parts, 1 and 2. So this is about proofs, proving triangles using here Pythagoras theorem. So we'll do that. Part 1. In a triangle ABC, A is 90 degrees and X is the midpoint of AC. So the lengths are equal. XD is perpendicular to BC. Show that BD squared minus DC squared is AB squared using Pythagoras theorem. So we'll try to write down first BD squared. What is BD squared? BD squared you can write using this triangle XB. So I connected XB. So I can write BD squared is XB squared minus XD squared using Pythagoras theorem for BXD triangle. Then I can write, that's BD, DC using the other triangle. DC squared is equal to CX squared minus XD squared. That's my second equation. This is the first one. Now, according to the answer, that's subtraction. So, I'll take 1 minus 2. BD squared minus DC squared is equal to XB squared minus CX squared. But these two are the same sign. It get cancelled out. Now, left hand side is okay. So, you have to show this is AB squared. Now, look at carefully. XB squared is what? Using this triangle, that's equal to XA squared, this one, plus AB squared. CX squared we can write as it is. But we know that this length is equal to this length. So, instead of XA, I can write CX squared instead of that. Now, what can you see? These two terms get cancelled out and you are getting AB squared. So, answer is the same. So, here we can write XA is equal to XC. That's given. Because of that, you can write here. So, we are getting the answer. BD squared minus DC squared is equal to AB squared. We'll give marks for this step. 1 mark here. 1 mark for this Pythagoras theorem. subtracting and substituting again here 1 mark and showing this is substitution, this 1 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 marks for this step. And we can give another mark depend on the other question. So here this question we can give 5 marks. So here previous question 5 marks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we'll look at the second part of this question. AB is a chord of the circle with center O. ON is perpendicular to A. Extended ON meets the circle at D if AN equals L, DN equals H. Show that diameter of the circle is this. Now we know when you draw a perpendicular from the center, the chord bisects each other. So this length is equal to this length. So that's L. And when you connect these 2 points here, just check, connect this one. That's the radius. So you can use Pythagoras theorem for AON triangle. AON triangle. Use Pythagoras theorem, that's perpendicular. OA is the radius. So we'll take radius as this OA. So R squared is equal to L squared plus. So this distance is H. This whole distance is R. That's the radius. So what is ON? R minus H. Whole thing squared. Now expand brackets. L squared, R squared minus 2RH middle term and H squared you are getting. That's R squared. Can you see? R squared get cancelled out and take this one to this side. 2RH is equal to L squared plus H squared. So what is 2R means the diameter. We'll keep 2R here and divide by H. Now what is 2R? Diameter is 2R. So instead of 2R we can put diameter. So that's the final answer. H squared plus L squared over H is the diameter of the circle. So earlier 5 marks and we give 5 marks for this one. Writing down this length in terms of R and H, 1 mark. Using Pythagoras theorem, 1 mark. Expanding brackets and simplify. And finally 2R becomes D. That's another 1 mark. So altogether 5 marks for this step as well. Now you can try last 3 questions. Question number 10, that's also another proving question. So you get 3 parts. So we'll do that. PQ is a diameter of the circle with the center O. The tangent to the circle is drawn at Q. Extended PX and PY chords intersect the tangents to the circle at Q at L and M. Show that the LXYM is a cyclic quadrilateral. So we'll draw that part. This one, LXM Y. This is a cyclic quadrilateral. So we'll use the angles and see. We'll connect this length here. So what is this angle? We'll take the tangent and the chord. What's that angle? Is equal to the opposite angle in the other segment, alternate segment theorem. So that's A. And also we know that if this is A, this is also A. Same segment angles are equal. Then if we take this angle between this chord and this tangent as B, we take this is B. This is equal to the other segment angle. So this is B. That's equal to this one. Alternate segment angle theorem as well as same segment angles are equal. Then how can we find out this one? Another thing we know. This is the diameter. So this is 90 degrees. Semicircle angles is equal to 90. And this is also 90 degrees. This is 90. And the tangent and the radius is also 90 degrees. So this is 90. This is 90. Those are the things we know. And we'll check what's this angle. So here this is 90, so this is also 90 because this is a straight line. So that means what is this angle? This whole angle is 90 plus A. So this part is 90 plus A. And we need to find out this angle. What is this one? This is 90 and this is A. That's 90 minus A. Now, what can you say about opposite angles? 90 plus A and 90 minus A get cancelled out and you get 180. So, opposite angles are equal to 180. That means it's a cyclic quadrilateral. So, that's what you have to show. Using angles, we can do that. So, we have to write down everything. So, first, we'll take LQX angle. LQX angle we took as A. That's equal to this angle, XYQ. Alternate segment theorem. Then that's also equal to XYQ angle is same as LPQ. Same segment angles. Then we can write about B. Same thing we can write in terms of B. MQY is equal to B. That's equal to YXQ. Actually, you don't need B. You can just write in terms of A because you have to show that this 90 minus A. No? We don't need to write down that. We'll just write only the A angles. Then we can write about 90 degree angles. So, you can write PXQ. PXQ is 90 as well as PYQ is 90 degrees semicircle angles. That's 90. So, because of that, we can write this angle is 90 plus A. So QYM is equal to 90 plus A. That one you need, that's the first equation. And then you can write XLQ, 90 minus A. That's your second equation. When you add these two, 1 and 2, you get QYM and XLQ is 90 plus A plus 90 minus A. A get cancelled out, you get 180. So these are the two opposite angles. Opposite angles add up to 180. So therefore, what are the points? XLMY. XLMY is a cyclic quadrilateral. So that's the first part. Show that LXYM is a cyclic quadrilateral. So we'll give marks later. So we'll move to the next part. Show that triangles PQM. We'll draw the triangles that we need. PQM, this triangle, and QMY. This triangle are equiangular triangles. Here we know that this is 90, this is 90. And we wrote before, this is B, and we found this is B. And this one becomes 90 minus B. And when you take this triangle, this is 90 minus B. So we can see angles are equal. So we'll take the two triangles, PQM triangle and QMY triangle. PQM and PQM triangle, this is 90. PQM angle, and in the other triangle, MYQ triangle, QYM, that's 90. QPM, P angle is B, and the other triangle YQM, that's B. That's equal. Then the other angle PMQ. PMQ angle is equal to, in the other triangle, that's 90 minus B is this angle. So check one, this is 90 minus B, that's the full one. And the smaller one, whereas 90 minus B, same angle, M angle. That's YMQ angle, that's 90 minus B. So angles are equal. So we can say PQM and QMY are equiangular triangles. Then last part, prove that mq squared is equal to mp my. So if the two triangles are equiangular, the ratios are the same. Now take the bigger triangle. Bigger triangle, we get MP. MP, because equiangular means similar, so that means you can take the ratio. MP, that's the opposite to 90 degrees. Opposite to 90 degrees, that's QM. So when you take MP, QM, so we need to take MQ. So what is MQ here? MQ is opposite to B angle. So that's, if you take the bigger one, that's MQ or QM. So what's the opposite to this one? B angle, that's MY. So those are the corresponding ratios. So equiangular triangles, we can say similar triangles. So corresponding ratios are equal. Corresponding ratios. So when you take this one, cross multiply, MP into MY is equal to MQ squared or QM squared. MQ squared. So that's what we need to show. So MQ squared is equal to MP times MY. So that's the last part. Now we'll try to give marks now. So we have 2 parts. 3 parts altogether. So this part we can give 2 marks. So 1 mark for the ratio and 1 mark. So 2 marks for that. And here equiangular. So we can give 3 marks for that. 3 and 2, 5 marks. And first part, you can give 5 marks for that. So 1 mark showing these angles 90 degrees, and here 1 mark, and this one mark, adding and showing this 180. So therefore this is a cyclic quadrilateral. So 5 marks for this step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 marks altogether. Now you can try question number 11. 11, 3 parts are there. We'll take the first part. In the diagram shows a solid hemisphere. So we'll take, this is hemisphere of radius 2r. Find the volume of the object in terms of r and pi. So what's the volume? 4/3 pi r cube, and this is hemisphere, so half of that. Half 4/3 pi r cube. Now r is 2r. 2r cube. So 2 times 2. So 2/3 in terms of pi. So pi, 2 to the power 3 is 8 r cube. So when you simplify, 8 times 2, 16 pi r cube over 3. That's the volume of this hemisphere. A right circular solid metal cylinder of height h and base radius r has been made by melting the above such 3 hemispherical metal objects without any wastage of metal. So this is one hemisphere. 3 times of this is equal to the volume of the cylinder. So what's the volume of the cylinder? Pi r squared h. Radius is r squared, and the height is h. Now 3 and 3 get cancelled out, pi get cancelled out, and here r squared. So you get r here. 16r equals h. So that's what you have to show. So h equals 16r. So that's the second part. So how many parts are there? 3 parts. So we'll give marks for first 2. This one, writing volume, 2 marks. And this one, 1 mark here, 3 times, and equate to this one and showing this 3 marks. So 5 marks for this part. And we'll take the next one. A metal cube of the side of the length L has been made by melting above cylinder without any wastage of metal. Again, you got this one now. The cylinder H is 16R. A metal cube, side length L. So all sides are equal. So that means volume of the cube, L cube, length into breadth into height. That's equal to the volume of the above cylinder. Pi r squared h. Instead of h, you can put 16r. So you get 16 pi r cube is L cube. So what is length? Show that L is this one. So take the cube root of that. So when you take cube root power 1/3, what happens? You get 16 pi, that's inside cube root, but r cube and 1/3 get cancelled out and you get r. So L becomes this one, cube root of 16 pi into r. If 16 pi is 50.3 and r equals 5.4, find the value of L using logarithmic tables to the nearest whole number. So we'll substitute first cube root of 16 pi, 50.3, cube root, and r is 5.4. Now this is 1/3. Use tables to find out the value. So take log both sides. Log of L is log of this value. Then this becomes addition. Multiplication becomes addition. 1/3 log of 50 and 3. So this is normal logarithmic table. 53. 50 and 3. 70, 16. 70, 16. And plus, because log of this becomes, when you take here this one, multiplication becomes addition. 5.4. So here I made a mistake there. Can you see that? This is 50.1, so this is 1 point. This is 1.7016. 5.4 means 0.540. 7324. Now we'll divide this by 3. 5, 15, for 20 that's 6. 18, so 21, that's 7, and 3 times 2. Add these two. 4 and 2, 6, 9, 9, 1. Now take antilog. Antilog of 1.2996. 2996. We need to look at here 2996. 89 is there. So we need 7. 1993. 1993. 1993. This one point means here 19.93. So this is correct to nearest whole number we have to find. Nearest whole number, and the units are not given. That means 20. 20 units is L. So we'll check whether we have the units. No, it's not given in centimeters or so. You have to use units. So 20 units is L. So that's the last part. Find the value of L using logarithmic tables to nearest whole number. So how many marks now? We have already given how many marks? 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 marks for this step. So writing down this L cube and finding L here, showing that this is L. 2 marks. And substitution, 1 mark. Taking log both sides and addition, 1 mark. And everything we can give 1 mark for the final answer. We can't give more than that. So we'll erase this one and we'll give 1 mark for this step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and previous question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 marks for the whole question. Now you can try the last question. So last question you get 2 parts. So that's about probability. We'll do step by step. Manusha can travel to the school from his residence by train or bus. The probability of selecting train was traveling mode is 5/8. The probability of going to school on time when traveling by train is 3/4. Being able to go to school on time and not being able to go to school on time when traveling by bus is an equally likely event. Find the probability of selecting the bus as traveling mode. Find the probability of going to the school on time when traveling by bus. So we have to draw a tree diagram. So how we draw the tree diagram? So there are 2 possibilities. By train and by bus. Train and by bus. What's the probability going by train? 5/8. Then this becomes 3/8. 1 minus that. Then the next part, going on time or not going on time. So here again another 2 branches you have to draw. On time, not on time. This is on time by bus, not on time. if Manusha goes by train and going to the school on time is 3/4. This is 3/4 given. So what is this probability? This is 1/4. 1 minus that. And being able to go to school on time and not being able to go to school on time when traveling by bus is an equally likely. So both are equal, means half and half. So what's the first part? A1. Find the probability of selecting the bus as traveling mode. So what's the probability? 3/8. Then find the probability of going to the school on time when traveling by bus. On time traveling by bus is this path, 3/8 and half. That's 3/16. So by bus on time, this path you have to select, 3/16. So that's only two paths. So we'll give marks. Drawing this branch, 1 mark. Drawing this branch, 1 mark. And we have to give 1 mark for writing down the probability, half and half, 3 marks. And 1 mark for this. Now see, this part, find the probability of going to the school on time when traveling by bus. They are just asking about this probability. So getting half. So I did extra. So if you're answering this part too, you can just write down half. Find the probability of going to the school on time when traveling by bus. This means half. So answer is half. No need this part, the full part. I did extra. So for that part, you get 1 mark for that. So altogether 5 marks here. Other part, part B. Draw a tree diagram to illustrate above data by taking the first part as selecting traveling mode and second part as going to school on time or not using the tree diagram. So we already did that. Find the probability of going to the school on time now. So using that tree diagram, we'll answer part B1. Probability of going to school on time. Probability of on time. It can be by train or by bus. If it's by train, that's 5/8 into 3/4. 5/8 into 3/4. But we found out when it's by bus, this is the probability going on time, 3/16. So we can do both. You can't simplify, so 15/32. Just add it. Here, convert to 32. That means multiply by 2. 21/32. Then the second part, it says, if he attends 64 days for a term, find the number of late days. So this is on time. So what is the probability of late? 1 minus that. 1 minus 21/32. So that means 32 minus 21/32. 11/32. That's the probability of getting late. So that is 64. 11/32 means 64 days. So how many late days are there? So 64 is the total. That's 32 parts. So that's not 64. 32 parts. 32 parts means 64. we need to find 11 parts. Now say 32, 64 means multiplied by 2. So multiplied by 2, this becomes 22. Can you see this one? 32 becomes 64 by multiplying this by 2. 11 times 2, 22. So 22 days he gets late. So that's the final answer. So we'll give marks for this one. 1 mark here, 1 mark, and adding this one 1 mark. So 3 marks. And then finding late, probability 1 mark, and finding number of days he is getting late, another 1 mark. So 5 marks for the next part, B part. So we completed all questions in paper 2. So this is Sabaragamuwa Province 2018 paper.